Group A opens the 2026 World Cup. We got Mexico, South Africa, Czechia, and we also got South Korea in this group. Are Mexico as a host nation a shoo-in for first in the group? Here's the full breakdown.
I'm ready or I'm not ready. I'm not sure. Let's find out.
Let's dive right into things. We got a Group A betting preview to start things off. I'm excited to get into this with you, Adrian. You talked a little bit about this group previously here on this channel, but let's start with the biggest story of this group. It's Mexico. They're hosting. Currently, right now, minus 142 win at FanDuel, have been dominant in the world stage in CONCACAF on their run last year. They haven't dropped a friendly so far this year. On paper, they should walk through this group. But Mexico has never been past the quarterfinals, and it seems like they're a shoo-in to win this group. But with the pressure that comes with being a host country, does this make this group a little bit more complicated than it seems?
So there's no group of death at this World Cup, but I think this is the group of balance. It's the one where you can basically expect any team to actually win it. They all have a chance. Mexico's the favorite. They have some injuries. They lost their starting keeper, Malagon, to injury a few months ago. They just decided to leave Inter Miami's striker, Bertarame, off their 26-man roster, and they have a couple other issues. Chucky Lozano from San Diego, he's been a bit of a mental case, and he didn't make the roster either. And an earlier injury to Rodrigo Huesca back in the fall. So aside from that, they're pretty good. They have there's been a bit of a youth movement. I'm excited to see Gilberto Mora, who's this teenager that's kind of busted onto the scene at the Gold Cup, and he's basically holding down their midfield right now. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You're going to say something. Sorry, I didn't want to cut you off there.
Yeah, he's just one of these young guys that could kind of reach out and find a club, top-notch club, and move on to bigger and better things with a good tournament. There is a lot of pressure on Mexico. It's their third time hosting the World Cup. Like you said, they never got past the quarterfinals. I don't think they have a dream of getting past that stage this time around, but they should be able to take care of business with home cooking, and they do not want to finish second because that would be a quick turnaround for 4 days between games and going to LA. Still a home game for them, but they want to win and get that round of 16 game against England at home at the altitude.
Yeah, it's going to be key for them to win this group. How far? I know you mentioned that you don't think they'll make it past the quarterfinals here, but how far do you think this Mexico team can go? I know it's super hard to predict this stuff because we don't know what the bracket's going to look like. Like there's so many moving pieces. With the nature of this tournament, but any opinion on where you see Mexico potentially getting eliminated?
So if they win their group, they run into Holland at the round of 16, and that's probably where it ends. If they get past Holland, they would most likely play England in the quarters, and that's a step too far for them.
Yeah. All right. Hopefully Mexico can win out this group for them. But after Mexico, like you said, this is the group of balance. This is where things get a little bit interesting here. South Korea made it deep in the last World Cup with Heung-min Son, who's now part of the MLS. And then on the other side, you got Czechia back at the World Cup for the first time since 2006. They got here sort of in a crazy way, surviving back-to-back penalty shootouts. Patrick Schick, who is one of their better players, seems to be constantly getting injured, hamstring issues, so we'll have to monitor him. And then finally, of course, South Africa, who you've talked about on this show previously, opening the tournament against Mexico, which is a really, really tough draw. Which of these three teams do you think is going to push Mexico the most, like the toughest matchup versus Mexico? And then is there any team you think the market as a whole is sort of sleeping on?
So it's interesting because South Africa is playing the opener against Mexico, which is a reverse of the 2010 World Cup opener. We all remember the 1-1 draw in Johannesburg when Chabalala scored that awesome screamer, and then the celebration to go with it, and the vuvuzelas and everything else. South Africa's not ready to go to Mexico yet. They were supposed to fly out on Sunday, and they figured out that they had some visa issues with some players, so their plans are a little up in the air right now. This is a team that's based on the local league for the most part. It's all I think they have 8 players from Mamelodi Sundowns and the rest from the league. We saw Mamelodi in the Club World Cup last summer, and they had a pretty good showing. Altitude and temperature and humidity should not be an issue, so the game against Mexico and the last game should be okay against South Korea, playing in Monterrey. I guess it's a bit of a disadvantage for them playing in Atlanta against the Czechs in a controlled environment. But this is a team that has a couple of MLS players who people recognize, the center back Macania and the defender from Chicago, Bokazi. I'm butchering a lot of names right now, but it is what it is. They are exciting. They're a team that presses and likes to go up and down. They overcame Nigeria in the qualifiers, so this is not a pushover for any reason, but still should probably come fourth in the group.
Yeah, to finish fourth in the group, they're like minus 150 or minus 172, excuse me, right now on FanDuel. So it seems like they're being priced in as a team that just drawing dead here. For the two teams that might take a stab at that first spot, that might give Mexico some problems, Czechia and South Korea. How important is this first match between these two teams?
It's absolutely crucial. So it's priced Drano bet, and I'm actually having a bet on the Czechs here, Drano bet plus money. I just think that South Korea has some issues with players that haven't played a lot since the winter, especially in their midfield. Son has been playing in the MLS and having a decent season, but he hasn't scored any goals. Not an issue. He scored in the friendly against Trinidad at the weekend, but it's just one of those fluke stats. Their defense is anchored by Kim from Bayern. They played 4-4-3 in all the qualifying, but recently have switched over to three at the back, and that might be an issue. They have this guy Kastrop that plays at Gladbach, who is very, very flexible. He can play midfield. He can play as a wing back. He can play on the side. And depending on where they deploy him, I think that's going to kind of give us an idea of what South Korea is trying to do in games.
Yeah, draw no bet right now on FanDuel for Czechia, for the Czechs, minus 115. Also, if you want to take a stab at this, there's some great futures markets out there right now to finish first and second in Group A. If you think Czechia will win this game, of course, there's a chance that they draw here, but you can get the Mexico first, Czechia second, plus 310. And you can also get Czechia to finish second in the group, in Group A at plus 210 as well. Walk me through.
Quick. The other bet I have in the group is, like we said, the 154. I'm leery of finishing last, but I have South Africa under 2.5 points, minus 110.
Okay, South Africa under 2.5 points, minus 110. Maybe they can. Hopefully, they don't steal a win from a team. But
the draws will be okay. The win would kill it. So
that's a little scary there. All right, talk me through this group then. I want to know how you see this exactly playing out. Of course, like we talked about, this South Korea Czechia game might decide second place. Give me your exact finishing order. And is there any world where Mexico could like stumble and drop and finish either second or third in this group?
Absolutely. I mean, this is a CONCACAF team that at times have struggled on the big stage. I think the pressure could get to them. They not only have to win games, that they also have to play in a style that represents the Mexican fans, and they basically have to win in style. I don't know if that's possible, but they will try their best. I think Mexico still finishes first. Let's say 7 points with the draw against the Czechs, beating South Korea and beating South Africa. Czechs would come in second with 5 points. Koreans with 2, and South Africa with 1. So 2 draws for the Koreans against. A draw against the Czechs, possibly a loss, and probably South Africa steals a point from them.
All right. It seems like Korea is drawing dead here and finishing third, and going to have a tough matchup in the elimination stage. All right. That's it for Group A. Hope you enjoyed that one. We got more World Cup breakdowns coming to you throughout the week leading up to the World Cup. Plus, we're live every Monday to Friday, noon Eastern time. If you love sports betting, be sure to hit the subscribe button and ring that notification bell. We'll see you in the next one.